Alrighty. Thank you, everybody, for coming today, for joining the East Hampton Library for another new moon presented by Dr. Dana Dragone. Thank you so much for hopping on. We will get started in just a minute. Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to give it just like a minute or two to see if anyone else shows up, and then we will go ahead and get started. In the meantime, for those of you that are here, if you want to grab like your journal, a piece of paper, a pen, or something to write with, and if you have any like sage or incense or anything like that that you would like to, burn or work with today, or any candles you want to light, you can go ahead and do that now. Let's see. Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. And if anybody else decides to come in, they can just kind of join when they get here. So this new moon is today. It was at 7:06, I believe, this morning. And it's a new moon in Libra. So we are entering Libra season. It's one of my favorite seasons because I love fall, but also my rising sign is Libra. So it's one of those seasons for me that I just feel really good in. Right now I'm just lighting a little bit of sage to kind of clear the energy, and then we can get focused and started. So for those of you that don't know what a new moon is really like the start of a lunar calendar. So even though it doesn't happen on the first of the month, it is the first lunar phase of this moon cycle. And it's really when we can start to turn over a new leaf, start any new projects, manifest things, really like set our goals and our intentions for the next month ahead. So with this new moon, also in the sky, it's when you won't see a moon. But with this new moon, there is a lot of energy going on. So we're going to talk about that a bit today. But just going over what we're doing here and why we're all here is the first thing that we're going to do is talk about the astrology of what's going on in the stars. Really just focusing on what influences are happening in our lives right now. Then we'll talk about the horoscopes. We will review some action steps. We'll pull a tarot card. We'll do a little bit of journaling. And then if anyone would like to share, they can share. And at the very end, we'll just do a little bit of a meditation depending on how much time we have. But really just to kind of ground us and incorporate everything that we did today to make it even more powerful. So what you're going to need is a journal or a piece of paper, something to write with. It could be a pen, it could be markers, it can be whatever you would like. Any crystals that you want to work with. So lapis lazuli, which I have right here, is a really great crystal for Libra season. So you can use that. Anything green or red. So we've got green or pink, something like this would be really great to work with. Aquamarine is great, citrine, opal, smoky quartz, any of these crystals, or really just anything. Usually what I do is like I have a bag of crystals, or I'll put them in a bowl, and I'll kind of just pick out the ones that really spoke to me. So if you like to work with crystals and you want to do that, that is also fine. And if you have any sage or incense or anything that you would like to burn, any candles, feel free to do that as well to really help like set the intention, set the mood, all that good stuff. So I'll give you guys like a minute or two to kind of gather your things. I'm going to gather mine here as well. And once you have everything, we will go into the astrology. Okay. So for this new moon in Libra, again, it was at 7:05 this morning. It's a little bit tricky because new moons are usually a time for a fresh start. Excuse me, but this particular new moon is in a Mercury retrograde. So you might have heard recently people being like, Mercury retrograde, everything's going crazy. For example, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but Instagram and Facebook totally shut down. And we were seeing it all over the news, all over the internet. People run their businesses solely off Instagram and Facebook. So like, what are they going to do if it shuts down forever? But that's just like a classic sign of Mercury retrograde, right? So Mercury influences communication, it influences social media, it influences technology, all of these things. So when you're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, you really want to use a lot of caution, and you don't want to just jump into something willy-nilly like, oh, I'm ready to go, everything's in order, let's do it. You really want to double check, triple check. We think of retrograde, we think of the re's, like recharge, recheck, rebalance, all of the re's, coming back to things, a second time. But with this new moon, there is also a lot of abundant and courageous energy, and it's important to use that constructively. So Mars is very influential during this new moon right now, and Mars can be a little bit of like a fiery planet. So it rules like aggression, it also rules sex. So when we are going about the next couple of days to next couple of weeks, it's really important that we use our energy constructively. Otherwise, we can have some damaging consequences. And this can be things like, think of like that fiery energy or like a hot release of energy, especially if you're angry. That can be pretty destructive. Think like temper tantrums, aggression, even going, to the extreme of violence. So paying attention to that and knowing that if there's any conflicts right now, really having like that self-control and conscious awareness to transform that like raw aggression and that what could be like anger or anything like that into more of a like passionate, constructive way of going about things. You do have the potential to transform this highly charged energy into something constructive and productive, especially through physical exertion. So one of the things that we'll talk about with our action steps is having like an outlet, a healthy outlet. And a lot of this could be, working out, physically moving your body, doing like some type of exercise or lifting or running or something along those lines. Next, we have relationships being highlighted. So Libra is all about love. It's all about fairness. It's all about relationships. Pay attention to your relationships, not only with others, but with money and also with yourself. This new moon is a great time to connect with abundance, right? So know that you're worthy to receive it and to fill yourself up with it and really pass abundance on to others in order to keep a flowing balance. So it's one thing to know that you're worthy of receiving abundance and receiving abundance, but how do you continuously receive abundance? You have to be able to give to others, right? Gratitude, giving in order to receive. Mars's influence may give us a nudge to express our deepest desires. So again, that like kind of primal instinct, really consider how you've been communicating and maybe go back and reflect. Remember the Re's with Mercury retrograde, on what areas you need to work on. So for example, if you have been trying to communicate better with your partner or in a job, consider how you have been communicating. And if your point's not getting across, maybe it's time to change that. We also have a Pluto retrograde ending right now, which is very exciting. This has been going on since April 27th. And this retrograde has really encouraged us to go inward, to reflect on any control issues, consider what we need to do in order to root out any toxicity in our relationships or in our behaviors. So now that this is coming to an end, you might start to feel these patterns kind of come up and see, you know, what is really not working? Where is this toxicity? And now it's time to be done with it. If you are a people pleaser, this moon is your wake up call to reclaim your power. And the overall theme or cosmic lesson for this new moon is to just be flexible, focus on mending issues when they come up, right? Libra is all about balance. The sign is like the scales. So really mending issues rather than creating issues, and mending them with fairness and diplomacy. We don't want to, especially with Libra, and I can relate to this so much just because it's my rising sign, but whenever there's a conflict, you know, it's not one side wins, one side loses. It's how can we both be winners and how can we make this a situation that everyone feels good about it in the end. So that's really what we're looking at astrology wise right now. We're going to get into the horoscopes. So with these horoscopes, check your sun and your rising signs. Your rising is also called your ascendant. If you do not know it, you can go to an online calculator like astrocharts.com or any of those birth chart calculators. You will need to know your birth time, your birth place, and your birth date. So if you don't know those things, your rising sign won't be as accurate. It does change every 2 hours, so the time is really important. But anyways, so for Aries, this moon falls in your 7th house of partnerships. Any tensions with significant others or loved ones are going to come to the surface. Reflect on anything that you have learned about or like what you desire, and require in the realm of love. So this is a really good time to use that Libra communication, fairness, good stuff, with your partner and holding space for your needs, but also their needs as well. So a lot of times, in relationships or partnerships, you'll have this dynamic of like, I need, you're not giving. And it's really important to, yes, your needs need to be met, but maybe you're not meeting your partner's needs in the way that they need you to meet theirs as well. So kind of paying attention to that. For Taurus, wellness is highlighted right now. So this is a really good time to dive into a new health or a new fitness routine. We just want to make sure we take it one step at a time because, you know, all of a sudden, if you are like, I'm going to run 6 miles a day, it's probably going to not last very long. So take one step at a time, have those lasting results. Really commit to doing one thing a day that's going to support your self-care and also create that magic within your inner world. So if, you know, wellness right now looks like for you having an apple a day as a snack instead of the bag of potato chips, like that's great. Focus on that. For Geminis, this moon is in your 5th house of romance and self-expression. Your creative voice is really yearning to be expressed. You want to lead with play and pleasure, recommit to self-care practice, or even upgrade your look. So embrace how lovable you are. This is a really good time if you want like a new hairdo or something like that, or really connecting with like how you express yourself, especially in the realm of romance, maybe asking for a fun date or taking advantage of if someone asks you out to go and do that and lean into that romance and that love. Next, we have Cancer, and this new moon is affecting your home life. So if you experience some nervous energy related to starting a new chapter with loved ones, know that could be coming up right now. But you also might be experiencing like an upgrade in your family. So for example, You might have an addition to the family, whether it's through like a marriage or through a birth, something along those lines, or a conception. You also might experience a new level of security within yourself. So, like your home life, not only just like your physical home, but your body as your home, maybe just feeling a little bit more secure there as well. Remember to ground yourself, especially if you are planning on moving, or if a family member, if you're having like a family get together, or family members having a family get together, really make sure that you have that grounded connection to yourself before you go out and deal with a ton of other people, because we know family can also be a little bit more stressful. And with all of the movements in Mars, there is this duality to this new moon of having, the balance, the fairness, the harmony, with also that little bit of aggression and anger and just like fiery energy that comes with Mars. So for Leo, communication is being highlighted right now. Tap into your true voice. The universe is your mystical microphone. So really, saying what you need to say. Again, being mindful of that Mars energy and the Mercury retrograde, which can misconstrue communication right now, but really trying to get out what is coming up for you. And beware of spreading yourself too thin, because now is not the time to say yes, yes, yes to 100 different things, right? We're in a retrograde, a Mercury retrograde. So make a point to reprioritize how you exert your energy in order to prevent burnout. If you are a Leo and you do feel like you are on the verge of burning yourself out, a really good thing to do is to tap into that Libra energy of beautification and harmony, and really spend time on your self-care, whether it's doing a face mask, whether it's getting a massage, watching your favorite show, whatever it is. Maybe it's sitting on the couch, eating chicken wings, watching football. If that's your self-care, then go for it. Next, we have Virgo. So Virgo is really all about money right now. It's an important time to get yourself financially organized, and you can expect a little bit of a boost around abundance and prosperity. So allow yourself to dream a little bit bigger, be open to receiving new streams of revenue or new income opportunities. Right now is a really good time. You don't want to be signing a ton of different contracts or things like that, but it's a really good time to be open to how you can receive money. Don't just say, for example, if you're a lawyer and you only have so many clients, but all of a sudden you just like really took up a liking to knitting, that doesn't mean that you can't make money knitting, right? You can always sell like your stuff, but it's that mindfulness and that limiting mindset that we want to avoid right now. Next, we have Libra, and this is your time to get a cosmic energy reset. So your truest self is really coming out to the world. You're being brought into the light, and you might experience some obstacles in the moment. So ease into who you're meant to be. Celebrate all that you have healed from and all that you've accomplished over the past year. With everything that has gone on in the world, I think everyone can say that we're all very proud of ourselves for surviving the past year and a half. So really just revel in that accomplishment and zero in on your favorite activities to make this a very spiritually fulfilling moment. So if there's things that you really enjoy doing, whether it's being out in nature, whether it's certain hobbies, whatever it is, really spend that time doing that. This new moon is all about spirituality and finding a new way to go inward for Scorpios. And it's really a time to rest, recharge, and heal. If there's any anger that has been simmering at the surface, now is a time to address it. We want to let go of those grudges, let go of what we're holding on to that's no longer serving us, and take a deep look into your dreams, your psyche, your subconscious thoughts, and your needs. For Scorpios, now would be a good time to have a dream journal the next couple of days, and really make time for that energetic clearing of whatever comes up. And energetic clearing, unfortunately, for Scorpios, like it's a water sign, it's a very deep sign. It could look like crying. And for a lot of people, they don't want to cry, but it can be really healing to do so and to express those emotions. So for Sagittariuses, we have networking and collaboration. This is really what's being highlighted. So meeting groups of like-minded people are a good idea right now. That will help to empower you and really help you fuel all of your manifestations. Being a part of a community is going to be considered like your self-care right now. So if you feel like you've been isolated for a while, now is the time to connect with others. If you find yourself overwhelmed or feeling like there's too many different opinions. So for example, with this Mars energy, getting into a large group of people or trying to collaborate might be a little bit tense. Just make sure that you give yourself the time and the space to cool off before you return to that collaboration. But really, spending time connecting with others and bouncing ideas off of other people is going to be helpful for you right now. And next we've got Capricorn. So this new moon falls in your 10th house of career. You might experience a new opportunity to fill or hit some professional goals. Maybe it's like a promotion that you've been waiting for, or just some type of like recognition or award potentially in the career aspect. Own your needs and your vision, because that's going to help you not only feel empowered, but it's also going to help you get to those goals. Don't let others, in this case it'll probably be someone like a higher up, tell you that your ideas are silly or that it's never going to happen. You dream too big. Those types of comments, do not listen to those right now. This is your time to this is your time to really go for it in the career realm. And you will be recognized for the hard work. Others are going to be excited to work with you on some new projects that are going to amount to some amazing things. For Aquarius, we have adventure and travel being highlighted. You might feel like you're craving some eye-opening experiences. You could even feel willing to do like whatever it takes to make that happen. So if you're on the train of, I need to quit my job and travel, maybe don't take it to that full extreme, especially during the Mercury retrograde, but take your dreams to the open road. Even if you can't physically go somewhere, a journey can be spiritual. You can go inward and find yourself and meditate and just find a new level of consciousness. Or if you really want to learn about a new culture or somewhere is really calling to you, maybe like research it and just learn what you can online. But any type of like experiences like this, of like traveling, of like learning, is really going to open you up to a higher level of consciousness. And then for Pisces, the last sign, this new moon is highlighting sexual intimacy and joint resources. So you're entering really this moment of like death and rebirth. It's a little bit intense, but the universe is asking you to shed any old ways of thinking or limiting patterns of belief. And this is really important, especially if you're in a partnership, because now is the time for you to plan to make room for both your needs, your fears, and your personal growth, as well as the other person's. So for example, this like sexual intimacy, if you are in a relationship, it's really important to go deeper and understand your partner. And also like those joint resources could be things like whether it's a joint bank account, or if you share a home together, or if you share literally anything together, kind of looking into that and putting a little bit of extra effort there. So that things are harmonious and balanced, which is what Libra is asking us to do. And this is really going to be a very transformative time for you. So next, we are going to look at the action steps. So like I said before, I mentioned this, the first one is to have a healthy outlet. It's really important that with this Mars energy, you have a healthy outlet for any emotions that are coming up. It could be an intense workout. It could be punching a pillow. It could be going to your car and screaming your head off. It could be just like literally whatever it is. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's like shamanic shaking. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever type of outlet you need, make sure that it's available to you. And also, if you do have these like heated confrontations with others, you have the consciousness to be like, oh, I know that this is going to not end very well, especially with what Mars is doing right now. So I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You can cry, you can scream, you can do whatever you need to do, and then you can come back into that conversation, just avoiding that confrontation at all costs. Next is to connect with others. So again, it's all about relationships with this moon. So really connecting with those around you, reach out to old friends, maybe join a group or host like a little intimate get together. I coach at one of the local high schools here, and we do journals, mandatory journals during the season. And one of the girls said that she had a tea party with her friend. And I just thought that that was like so amazing. I'm like, I want to have a tea party with my friends. So even just like a little thing like that, like getting together, sitting down for some tea and spending time and just connecting with those that you care about. If you have a significant other, focusing on going like a little bit deeper now, not just that surface level, okay, yeah, we love each other, things are great, but really like, what are your fears, what are your desires, kind of having that open communication so that you guys can both address each other's needs in a very constructive way. And lastly is to beautify, because Libras are all about balance and beauty, and really it's a good time to focus on your beauty routine. So we are kind of done with summer. Summer is a little bit crazy. We move into the fall where we're gearing up for winter, kind of preparing, like harvesting, storage, those types of themes. So maybe like opting for a new haircut with the change of the seasons, maybe a new color, upgrading your wardrobe, or even like getting a manicure, indulging in a nightly face mask, whatever makes you feel beautiful. It could even be your space. So if you don't like the stuff on you physically, it could be painting your house or buying a piece of art that you really love and just haven't like splurged on yet. Or I'm looking around my house for things, buying it, like getting a new house plant, whatever it is that just makes you or your space feel extra beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to pull a tarot card. I'm using the same deck that I always use, which is the Animal Spirit deck. I love this one because whenever I'm working with the moon, I think it's really beautiful to have an animal spirit to kind of like focus on for the next couple of weeks. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with tarot, it is nothing scary. It is just a mirror for what's going on in your life and what's going on in the world. When you work with tarot, you usually just like ask a question or think about a specific topic. So for example, right now, all I'm asking is like, what do we need to know for this lunar cycle? And it should help provide us a little bit of clarity on, what kind of energy we want to embody right now. All right, let's see. So we pulled the deer. You guys can see that. I'm going to just find it in the book and I will read it to you. I do like the deer. It's very fitting since there's a ton of deer out right now. So for the deer, it's loving, intuitive, graceful, and the mother. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. The inner beauty radiates and a sense of grace calms the room. A deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them towards a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. I love this for the Libra because when you think about like Libra energy, it is all of this like compassion and kind of like nurturing energy, like a lot of fairness. So I do love this very calm energy that we're kind of calling in, and lots of compassion and gentleness. I love that. Okay. So now we're going to journal. If you do not already have it, grab your journal and grab something to write with. Let's see. the journal prompts that we're going to do, there are 2 of them, and we're going to time it for about 5 minutes each. That way, if anyone wants to share after, they can share. But the first one that we're going to do is manifest, because we do like to manifest with the new moon. Even though we are in a Mercury retrograde, we can kind of do this like soft calling in of what we want, right? So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to focus on 1 to 3 things that you really want to call into your life during this moon cycle. And get honest with yourself. Really, like, what scary dreams and desires are you terrified to go for? As you write, open your heart up to these dreams and think about how it would have felt to accomplish them. So I'm going to set a timer. And for the next 5 minutes, I'll tell you when to start. You can go ahead and write down what you want to manifest. So you can begin now. Okay. So, finish like your last sentence or two. And for the next journal, we are going to spend 5 minutes thinking about balance and writing about balance. So, looking at your life, really asking the questions, where have you been giving too much, and where have maybe you been receiving too much? How can you shift this dynamic to create more balance and more harmony? Are there any relationships in your life that maybe feel unbalanced? And as you write these down, also pay attention to what emotions come up when you think about these relationships or this unequal dynamic. So again, for the next 5 minutes, we will begin to write about balance, and I will let you get started right now. Okay. So finish writing your last sentence or two. And if anyone would like to share, you can feel free to unmute yourself, or if you want to put it in the chat. I haven't been monitoring the chat, but I will now. And sometimes, especially with the manifestations, you know, saying it out loud into a group of people can really help increase the power of manifesting, and we can all kind of work together to manifest for you. So if anyone would like to share, please feel free to do so. If not, it's okay. Anybody? No. Okay. So if you do want to share, by all means, just cut me off. But right now we're going to go into the meditation portion. So I would like for everyone to just lay down or sit in a comfortable position. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try to play some music if it will come up on here. And you're just going to sit with your eyes closed. You're going to have one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And I want you to focus on your breathing. And as you focus on your breathing, you're going to breathe into your heart space for a breath. So it's going to look like in through your nose, breathing into your heart space, letting it out through your mouth, and then breathing into your belly and sending breath to your belly and letting it out. Okay, so go ahead and let's see if this will play. Yeah, here we go. As you breathe, I want you to think about your meditation and your manifestation, and think about what you're trying to call in during this Libra new moon. Visualize yourself with whatever it is that you want to call in, whether it's love, whether it's a material item, a new job. See yourself with that thing. And now feel how it would feel to have that thing. Do you feel happy? Do you feel proud of yourself? Do you feel accomplished? Sending your breath to your heart space. Feeling gratitude for that thing. Feeling gratitude as if you already have it, because it's on its way to you. Sending your breath to your belly, filling it with love. Having that love and that beautiful white light energy spreading from your stomach up through to your heart, your shoulders, your head, and down through your hips, your legs, your feet. Just basking in this energy, this positive, beautiful energy. you are trying to call in multiple things during this moon cycle, you can repeat this process of thinking about the next thing that you're trying to call in, visualizing yourself with that thing, feeling the emotions of you having that thing and what that means to you. Expressing gratitude for that thing. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to do it again 2 more times. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting go of any energy that's not serving you. 1 more time, breathing in that love, that white light energy through your nose. Feeling it circulate through your body, through your heart space, into your belly, down to your legs, and letting it go. Putting your hands together at your heart center and just bowing your head a little bit, and repeat either out loud or in your mind, just thank you, thank you, thank you. Under this Libra moon, thank you for all the manifestations that I am calling in, coming to me. Thank you for this time of harmony, for this time of balance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you're ready, you can, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, open your eyes, and hopefully we are all feeling nice and relaxed. Really having that visualization of your manifestations, coming back to that, doing that, every night before bed for the next couple of days, is going to help call in all that you want to you. So before we go, I just want to say thank you all for coming. But the other portion is I have a giveaway happening right now. So let me see if I can just pull up the website. And send it to you guys. So I'm doing a giveaway on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, then I'm not really sure. I don't know if you'll be able to participate, but if you do have Instagram, then you can go on to your either Instagram app or go online, and it's under Root Wellness Co. So I don't know if this will work for you guys, but you can see maybe if that works or not. But anyways, the giveaway is my very first post. I just posted it right before this talk. So it is a Libra moon inspired self-care box. There are aromatherapy products like bath salts, a body oil, a roll-on, a pillow or linen spray. There's an inhaler that helps boost your mood. There's 2 different soaps. They're little round soaps that I make. One is black for the new moon, the other is white for the full moon, and there's 2 candles in there. So it's this like beautiful self-care box. And if you want to enter, all you have to do is like the photo and then comments, either tagging, friends, family, anyone else that would like to enter. And each time you tag someone, it's a new entry, so you'll get that many more chances to win. So if anyone has any questions on that, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, we are done. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much, Dana. Thank you, everybody. And also, if after this, if you're still having a little bit trouble with Instagram, or need help making one, or finding out how you can submit an entry and participate in Dana's giveaway, you can give us a call or email us at the desk, and we can always help you enter that. So thank you so much, Dana, and thank you everyone for coming today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.